Hello, beautiful people. So, today I'll be talking about a question that usually lingers in the heart of most single ladies out there. And the question is, how do I get to know if a guy is interested in me or not? The first thing you want to consider is their actions. The first thing is their action. A guy that loves you, a guy that values you, a guy that cares about you is going to be consistent in his actions with you. Is going to be somebody who is committed and consistent in their ways. It's not that today they're picking your calls and tomorrow they're leaving you hanging. That kind of a person who is not consistent in his ways, who is not consistent in his action, is going to be somebody who will break your heart. So you want to examine their action. You want to look into their action. Is this guy a guy that I can say that his action has been consistent from day one that I met him? Another thing you want to consider is your communication. Do you have conversations? Is he a guy that looks forward to talking to you daily, even when he is probably busy and he can't talk to you daily? Can you see that truthfully this person really looks forward to having conversation with you? Because men are people that know what they want. Once they meet you, they can tell whether or not they want to commit their time to you. So if you're having a relationship where you're having to fight for the time or the presence of your partner, then you should know that something is wrong. A guy that loves you, a guy that wants to settle with you, a guy that wants to spend the rest of his life with you will communicate consistently with you. He's going to even look forward to having conversations with you. If a guy is always making excuses of not calling you, excuses of not having conversation with you, you can be sure that that guy has another plan. That guy is not interested. That guy is just playing games. You are not as valuable as you think you are to that person. So consider how much conversations, how much of open conversation, how much this person longs to talk to you. The third thing is that does this guy respect boundaries? Does he even set boundaries in the relationship? Or is somebody that anything goes? Whatever happens, happens. If a guy loves a woman, he's going to set boundaries that will make the relationship work. So you have to look at it. I've been with this guy for 4-5 years. And so every time this guy surfaces in your life, every time this guy comes around, he's always breaking boundaries. If that guy does not respect your boundaries, if that guy does not stick to the boundaries you have set, if he's that person that is breaking rules, is breaking boundaries and all of that, then you want to know that this person is not somebody of integrity. And if a guy does not have integrity, he's not going to be able to stay faithful, let alone stay committed to you in a relationship. So look at him. Is this guy somebody I can say that he respects me, he respects the boundaries that I set in line for him? If it is so, then you know that yes, this guy is interested in you. What is this person's willingness also to be vulnerable with you? Love is vulnerable, love is open and willing to expose even their weaknesses. So if you are with a guy that is always showing macho powers, if you're with a guy that you've never seen being in his weak point, then you know that no, there is something about this person that I need to look into. Every guy that wants to settle with a lady will definitely show his vulnerability. He's going to show times when he is in his down point, in his lowest point. Is going to show those moments. So if you are in a relationship where you're always seeing your guy at his A game, then you know that this guy, there is something fishy. You have to consider that is this guy thinking about long term. You've been with a guy for 4-5 years of your life, and this guy has never talked about the number of children you intend to bear. He's never talked about how that he's going to introduce you to his family. He's probably even never talked about how that he wants you around his friends. Then you should be worried. That kind of guy does not have any intention that is good for you. A guy that loves you, a guy that has good plans for you, would be eager to introduce you to his parents, will be eager to introduce you to the people that he holds dear. If you're with a guy for 5 years, for 4 years, for 3 years, and he has never talked about the future with you, then you know that this guy is not serious. And so it is time to walk away. It is time to look ahead of you. Don't say because he has not said anything future with you in the last 4 or 5 years that you've been together, you want to wait. Maybe he's not ready. Most of the time, when a guy is in a relationship that he values, when a guy is in a relationship with a lady that he truly loves, even if he doesn't have a couple, he's going to plan the future with you. He's going to tell you his plans. He's going to tell you his vision. My ladies, don't waste your time with a guy that has not told you expressly his intention. Men usually know what they want immediately they meet that person. So don't waste your time. Don't spend 7 years. Don't spend 7-8 years of your life staying with a guy who has not told you the vision of a relationship. Somebody who has not clearly opened up to you to say that this is what I want for this relationship. Walk away if you have to walk away. Cut off that relationship if you have to cut it off. Because for every moment you spend in that relationship, you are spending your life, you are spending your lifespan actually. And so those are some of the things you want to look at. Those are some of the things that you want to examine. Does it pay attention to my boundaries? Does it communicate effectively? Is it discussing long-term goals with me? Is it even bothered about my own personal plans? Those are the things you will look at. That is this person concerned about profitable things that I think about? Is this person thinking also? Is this person on the same page with me concerning where I want to get to? Or this person wants this person comes into my life, once this person comes visiting, what they do most of the time is just to satisfy their own cravings, just to satisfy their own desires, maybe sexual desires or whatever it is. So you have to look at that aspect. That is this person selfless? Is this person thinking about my plan? Is this person looking at how that we will grow together into old age? So that is what you have to look at if you're thinking about how to know whether or not a guy is interested in you. And so I pray for you that as you go into the journey of making choices of life partner, that the Lord God of heaven is going to go with you. The Lord would instruct you in his ways. The Lord will help you to know what to do at the right time. Look at these things and you can be sure that if you put it side by side with his action, you will be able to determine whether or not this guy has interest in you. So the earlier you act on that, the better.